How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got an update from the home garage. A lot of guys asking about the Mach 1, and to be honest with you, that's a question I asked myself a lot recently. Where's it at? What happened? Exactly what went wrong? But anyway, as you can tell, this is it's here at the home garage. The last I left you guys on it, we had got the engine in it and got it running. It did run good for a bit, and took it to some shows and had some fun with it. But as you can see now, the engine is no longer in it. That's incredibly unfortunate, but I'm about to head to the shop, and I'll explain why in just a second. What is up, guys? Today I'm giving an update on my Mustang, my 70 Mach 1 Mustang. If you guys may have followed the build on that deal, we drug it out, found the engine was no good, got it all put back together, actually commissioned to get a 410 cubic inch Windsor built, got it put in the car, got it running, and left you guys hanging. And I apologize for that, but it's kind of a long story, like I probably told a few of you guys. But long story short, here is the engine. It's not in the car any longer, and it's nothing that we did, nothing that Jesse did. We did everything by the book and all that good stuff. But basically, I got the car done, we got it running, and man, it ran so good. It's like literally the sweetest running car I've ever had in my life. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, something's wrong, because in the back of my mind, I've always been leery of this car, and I'm not completely convinced that it's not cursed, but hopefully not. You know, mechanical things happen. So basically, not long after we got it running, did a little burnout, you know. No, I didn't beat on it hard. We just drove it, just kind of start breaking in the engine as Jesse told me to, you know, which he broke it in on a stand. The cam was broken in like it should have been. You know, with good break-in oil. I ran it for a little while, pulled the oil filter off of it, cut it open, checked it, looked okay. You know, a little bit of stuff in it, but nothing out of the ordinary for a fresh engine. Took it to a couple shows, and started getting a tap in it. A familiar tap, in fact, to what it used to have with the old motor. It's a completely different motor. Everything is completely different. And I started noticing the hot oil pressure started kind of wavering a little bit, getting on down there where I didn't particularly like it at. So it was like, well, crap, what to do now? So I pulled the second filter off of it, and I put about, you know, 200 or so miles on the car, took it to some shows and stuff, was really enjoying it. It ran great, you know, badass, made plenty of power. And I hadn't even really beat on it. I was getting ready to. I'd ordered a pair of drag radials, and we're getting ready to take that sucker to the drag strip and film some content for you guys. But that didn't happen. So, story of my life. So anyway, so what we did was got it back up here, pulled the second filter off, and it did have a little bit of metal in it. So I was like, well, crap. So anyway, so went in and pulled the pan, and all the bearings, you know, pulled rod bearings and stuff like that, they look good, but you could tell they had little bits of metal embedded in them, and they were kind of striated. So the metal, it wasn't eating the bearing, but there's metal coming from somewhere getting distributed through the engine. So we needed to figure out what that was, and we kind of went back and forth, said, well, we try to do it in the car, or let's just yank it out of the car, put it in the engine room, and take the car back home and get it out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. This 2021 has been such a pain in the ass, for a lack of a better word. I don't have a ton of extra money to spend on it, to be honest. Don't have a lot of extra time to put into it. So out of sight, out of mind is better for it right now. It's unfortunate, because I was really enjoying it, really wanted to cruise with my buddies and stuff like that, you know, but it is what it is. This is car stuff. It's just part of the game, you know, trying to get by and do the best we can do, and sometimes you do everything right and have all the best parts, and it still didn't work out right. That's just how it is, you know. So it's all good. I'm not beating myself up about it, you know. But anyway, so we got the engine out, and it's just been sitting in the shop. I hadn't even touched it, hadn't even looked at it any further. And then finally the other day I got it in here, and we got the intake off, and went ahead and decided to pull the timing cover and cam out, or actually first pulled the lifters out. Everything was looking good. All the lifters were coming out looking good until the last one I pulled, number 4 back there in the back. And sure enough, I got it out, and it didn't want to come out all the way, so we had to kind of get a little rough with it to get it out. And so I'm trying to get it out of my box here, but as you can see, I don't know if you can really tell that much on camera, but it's not pretty, you know, and nicely worn and everything. It's got some sharp edges on it. It didn't really kind of, you know, cup out like a lot of them do, but that kind of was a good indication to me of what was going on. You know, it was starting to eat up that cam lobe. And so we went ahead and pulled the cam out, and every single lobe looks beautiful, like they were wearing in great, except for that one. And yeah, that one right there, the next to the last one, number 4. And it's just got a sharp edge on it, and it's just worn down a little bit more than usual. So that kind of pretty much told me where my noise was, and all that stuff. So that really sucks. We had actually, when we were putting this engine together, we had actually drilled it, and we started converting this block to a roller block, hydraulic roller cam, and we had a cam that we were going to put in it, and at the last minute we decided not to, just because of time. We were trying to get it done before I had to leave Pensacola, and we ended up not getting it done anyway. But the reason we didn't go through with the roller cam, the hydraulic roller cam, was because we knew we'd have to get push rods, and we wouldn't be able to get them in time. But I ended up having to order a cam anyway. But we just decided, was like, well, we'll just go with a flat tap it, you know, and break it in right, and you know, it should be good. Use the right kind of oil, use all the instructions that the different companies give you and all that stuff. There's no reason it shouldn't work. Well, it didn't, and it freaking sucks. Like, I don't know if it's this is a comp cam. And I don't know that any particular manufacturer is better than others. I've read a lot of stuff. I haven't actually talked to Comp about it. I need to call them and just kind of ask them and see what they say. But the general consensus is, well, you break them in and whatever. The seat pressure on these springs is not crazy. Like, this is a really mild. The cam is not big at all. You know, so I really don't know. I don't know what the explanation is. Like I said, Jesse, does all that stuff to the book, and I was venture to say that there's hardly no one better at building this combination than he is. He's done it a zillion times, and he was kind of leery of doing a flat tap it from the start. And we were just like, well, let's just do it. And people put flat tappet cams and stuff every day, so it shouldn't be a big deal, right? But anyway, that's what happened. So this is my engine for the Mustang. It's out again. And I'm just kind of saving up. I am going to go back 100% with the hydraulic roller this time. We already had the stuff done in the block. Right now I'm just kind of debating, but I think I should probably go ahead and pull this engine all the way back down again, and clean it out good, because I know there's metal in there, fine metal from that lifter in the cam lobe, and just to be sure that the longevity is going to be there like I want it to be. I think I probably should just do that. I don't want to, but it is what it is. We've got it this far. It's already out of the car, and really it won't be hard once we get it back in the car. We already had the headers fitted and know where everything goes, and everything is there, and had most of the stuff set up, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But right now it's just kind of a money thing. I'm just kind of saving up to be able to get the cam, and I'm gonna have to get new push rods and lifters and all that stuff. So it's not a cheap venture, but I'm not willing to risk it again on another flat tappet cam. It's just not gonna happen. So anyway, for all you guys asking about the Mach 1, that's where it's at. It's back in the garage at the house, and it's I don't know, man. Sometimes you begin to wonder, like, does this car, you know, want to run, you know? But it was a blast for the month or so that I did have it running and was able to drive it. And we were planning on, you know, a really couple weeks, and I kind of got it out for a couple of shows and stuff like that, and we were planning on doing this high production, you know, like really cool reveal video of it, of finally, you know, this is it in its final form, and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it just didn't happen, guys. Like, it sucks. Like, I bought a set of brand new drag radials for it. I sold those. And it's just, you know, because I don't know when it's gonna be. Hopefully we'll get it done over the winter, if I can gather up the funds to put that deal together, to get a cam and everything, get my parts and stuff. Just one of those things, you know. It's unfortunate, but that's just part of old cars and building engines, and that's just part of that game. As much as it sucks sometimes, it's just how it is, you know. So got to pay those dues, I guess. But anyway, so it's not a big deal. I just gotta buy a cam kit, basically, and get this whole deal torn down and get it cleaned up and ready to go back together. And I don't think I'm going to change anything. It ran great. Like, literally, like I said, the best running engine I've ever had. It was almost too good to be true, and turns out it was. So, also, to insert a little clip here, I did get a call back. I actually sent the cam and lifters back to comp, and I got a call back from them a couple days ago, and they are going to replace that cam and lifters. Even though I'm not going to use them, I'll probably just sell them and be able to recoup a little bit of my money that way to put towards the new cam. But they kind of said, they didn't really say it is necessarily their fault, but they didn't really know why. They said all the rest of the lobes look perfect. You know, they wore in perfectly. But for whatever reason, that one just didn't. So he said he didn't know if it was manufacturing or heat treat or, you know, or what it was. But they are going to take care of me on the warranty deal. But it's all good. But I wanted to just kind of update you guys on that and let you know that the Mach 1 is still around and it will be coming back this year. Just kicked my ass, kicked all of our asses, to be honest with you. And this car is just one more little thing that kind of added to the pain that has been 2021. So but we're gonna get through it, and it's all gonna be good, and we're gonna get all these hot rods running eventually, and we'll get it all together. But either way, we're gonna take you guys on the ride, and thanks for tuning in. And whenever I have another update on the Mach 1, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But we've got other stuff in the works. As you've seen, Aces High is back in the shop. There's a lot of stuff going on, so you guys don't want to miss it. Be sure to stay tuned. You know, hop online, get a t-shirt, nitrounion.com. We should have Aces High t-shirts out. I was thinking about doing a Mach 1 t-shirt. Would you guys want a Mach 1 t-shirt? I mean, proceeds help go towards getting a new cam and all that good stuff. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments below, and we may make that happen for you guys. But thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.